I know I drink sometimes, but I do not have any problem because of my drinking. I'm here today because of my stomach upset, and it has nothing to do with my drinking. I drink like any of my friends, and none of us have problem.
So you're saying that you and your friends drink, you drink as much as your friends do, and none of them have a problem.
None of my friends have problem, neither do I.
I'm not trying to persuade you that you have a drinking problem. What I'm trying to understand is the impact that alcohol has on your life. Could we talk about that a little more?
Why? I mean, there's nothing to talk about my drinking problem.
If your wife was here, what would she say?
Well, sometimes my wife and I argue about it, and she feels that I drink a lot. But it's because she argues that I go out and drink.
It sounds to me as if you're saying that the issue of drinking leads to a lot of problems at home. Why do you think your wife is saying that you drink too much?
Because she's a nagger. She keeps nagging me. She keeps telling me that I drink a lot. And because of it, I go and drink. You see, these are not problems caused because of my drinking. It's because of my wife's nagging.
And does that really annoy you?
Of course, it is.
So, what do you think you can do about this? I hear from what you say that the arguments and nagging make you really annoyed and frustrated. Is that right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And what do you think can be done about this?
If you could talk to my wife, I could stop drinking.
Okay, I'd be happy to meet your wife, and you could bring her along for in the next session that you come to see me. Do you think it'll be helpful?
Yes, it will be helpful.
Okay, fine. So we'll definitely have our next session together. Let's keep it aside, and let me ask you a few more questions about these concerns that you have shared with your wife. So it seems that you drink, and because you drink, there are conflicts at home, and then you get more upset and you drink again. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. When do these conflicts usually? When these conflicts usually happen?
Mostly in weekends.
So that's when you go out drinking on weekends.
Yes.
Okay. And is there any other day of the week?
Sometimes I meet my friends and drink with them on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Okay. What I gathered from our discussion earlier is that you drink because of your wife's nagging. So what about Wednesdays and Thursdays?
Wednesdays and Thursdays are the days that I meet my friends.
So how do you think this is connected with the conflicts at home?
I drink those days and I go home and my wife argues with me.
Okay, so may I sum up over here? You say that on weekends you drink because your wife argues with you, and on weekdays you drink because you meet up with your friends, and then your wife argues with you that time. If you think this continues for another 5 years, what do you think will happen?
I never thought about it.
Okay. How about thinking about that now?
Well, my health would suffer and my wife would divorce me and move away.
Okay, what do you think are the advantages of drinking?
I love drinking. I enjoy the taste of it and I get to meet my friends.
Okay, I understand that. And what do you think are the disadvantages of drinking?
I spend more and I have a lot of arguments with my wife.
When you say that you spend more, how much more would you say?
Usually I end up spending 1000 a week and sometimes it costs up to rupees 1500 also.
So you could say around approximately 5,000 rupees a month. That's how much you spend on your drinking.
Yes, I never thought I spent so much.
Apart from money, are there any disadvantages that you can think of you drinking?
Well, there are continuous arguments at home with my wife. which my son says, and I really don't like it.
Hmm.
Besides this, I also have a stomach upset problem,
Hmm.
and my doctor has been telling me that it's because of the drinking.
Hmm. Okay. You've told me a number of advantages and disadvantages. So may I sum up what you have just told me now? Okay. So you're saying the advantages of drinking are that you like drinking, you like the taste of it, you enjoy drinking with your friends, meeting with your friends. And the disadvantages are that you have arguments at home with your wife, you spend a lot of more money on drinking, you're worried what your son will, you're worried that you don't like that your son is hearing your arguments with your wife, and also that you experience stomach pain. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And to add to that, what you've told me earlier, that is, you are worried that your health will deteriorate over 5 years, and that your wife will eventually move away and perhaps or divorce you, and that is two more disadvantages to the ones that you have already told me about. So it seems to me that the number of disadvantages are much more than the number of advantages that you have highlighted. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, I've never thought about it this way,
Hmm.
but I think I should start thinking about it seriously now.
Think what?
I need to do something to stop all these bad things.
Hmm. And what do you think you could do to stop all of these bad things?
I could cut down my drinking.
Yes, that is one possibility. Do you think there's any other choice?
Well, I suppose I could stop drinking altogether.
You're right. So you rightly say that there are two choices. One is that you cut down drinking, and the second one is that you could stop drinking. Which of these two is something that you think you'd want to do?
I love drinking
Hmm.
and I get to see my friends,
Hmm.
so I would not love to stop it.
Hmm. Okay. Maybe I should ask another question if that's all right. If I were to tell you about to consider either stopping to drink or to cut down to drink. Um, if you were to consider 100%, how confident do you think you are with regards to cutting down drinking, and how confident do you think you are with regards to stopping to drink completely?
That is difficult.
Hmm.
But if I decide to stop drinking,
Hmm.
you can say I'm 100% sure and
Hmm.
confident that I'll be able to do.
Hmm.
As far as controlling drinking,
Hmm.
that would be difficult because the moment I sit with my friends to drink, it
Hmm.
becomes very difficult to control.
Hmm.
So for that, I would say 50% sure.
Hmm. Okay, great. So we've had a really good conversation here today. We first discussed that what is the impact of drinking in your life, what is good about it, what is bad about it, and then we discussed about the fact that you wanted to change your drinking as well. We also discussed that there are two choices that you have. One is to cut down and one is to stop drinking. And although cutting down is the more difficult choice, you would prefer to cut down than to completely stop drinking. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. We also discussed that you would like your wife to come into the session next, and you bring her along for the next session. And may I suggest that you do something before we meet next? That is to think about these two choices that you have: the cutting down drinking and stopping drinking completely. Think of these two choices and share your thoughts with me about it the next time we meet. And also think about the conversation that we had about how drinking is good and how drinking is bad for you. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll bring your wife for the session next time, and we'll meet soon then.
Yeah, I'll get my wife.
Okay.